Hooked up with one. I already saw the flashes. It's definitely not the freshest fish. There we go. Welcome, fisher folk. We are back on that winter steelhead grind, but this time we are moving to the dark side. Single-handed rod, no more spey rod today. We're nymphing for these fish. This used to be how I did it for summer fish when I was going to college in Eastern Washington. All those rivers were small. That's the only way we did it, and I'm sick of not catching any fish. So it's definitely still gonna do more spey fishing this winter, but I'm pretty excited to try something new. You can hit so much more different water when you're nymphing. It's just so different, and your chances are way better. So I'll talk more about it as the day goes on, but let's get into it. So in this spot right here, I've got 2 or 3 runs in a row. My plan is to pretty much nymph my way all the way down and then nymph my way all the way back up. I'm trying to cover water today is the real goal. Just to try and find fish. I haven't fished this style in a long time for winter steelhead. Well, I've never fished it for winter fish, but for steelhead. So I figure cover water, find fish. We're definitely running a little murky, a little high today, but these coastal rivers are often, it's kind of a normal state of affairs out here. Yeah, this is I imagine this is gonna take me a little bit of playing with, probably multiple fishing trips to figure out what sort of rig I like. And I'll show you guys what I'm doing today later on, but yeah, just figure out how I like to do this. It's easy to tangle with this much stuff going on. I have split shot on my line right now for the first time in literally years. I never fish with split shot because tungsten beads are heavy enough for most of my purposes. But for this, big river, big water, deep holes, you know, I want to get down there. So we got a little split shot going on. And it's definitely hard work to cast. I'm fishing a one-handed 7-weight. And 7-weight is kind of my workhorse for all of my big fish fishing. But if we hook a big steelhead, it's gonna be a lot. Or a really hot, medium-sized fish. But I think we should be able to handle everything. I've got my terminal tackle is 15-pound test, and up above that is heavier, so I think we should be able to put it to them if we do actually manage to hook anything. Okay, we're gonna see if we can't nymph down this seam right here a little bit. All this confused water is a little difficult to get a nice drift in, but this is the kind of stuff you would really struggle to fish with the spey rod. That last run is one that I have and will fish again with the spey rod. Have fished many times with the spey rod, and this I've tried, but never had like anything nearly as effective looking as this. I'm not sure I'm getting my gear deep enough. The visibility really doesn't look very good, but I think it's good enough, probably. I mean, okay, at knee deep I can still see my feet for sure. Thigh deep, I don't know. I think it's good enough. This river's always, a lot of these coastal rivers are always murky as hell. Yeah, you look at that downstream mend right there to keep all the line managing in this eddy. Yeah, this is the kind of water that if steelhead do like it, I would just never know with a fly rod, and I assume that they do. I feel like gear guys catch fish in this kind of stuff all the time. And honestly, that's like great current out there. It's just with this eddy here and then that super fast water on the other side. you'd never be able to swing it very well. In previous videos, you can see me doing my best to swing this run, but still, you know, this is dramatically more effective right here. Downstream mend to keep ahead of the eddy. Now it all just curls out around itself right there. It's prime. If there's any fish down in there, they're getting a good look. Hopefully. If they can see anything. All this water right here, I'm just trying to cover water like I would spay casting, because it's all kind of like, you can't see the bottom or nothing. It's just all kind of wavy. It's all about the right pace. The only thing is there is this eddy coming off this point up here. So there's a current seam right up near me. So I am focusing on that a little extra, but it's kind of just like that, right through that current seam. Downstream mend to keep the eddy from messing things up. It's a little nearer me than I'd like, but it's good. So that's like the only focus point in this little section that's different from kind of just, I mean, honestly, I think I'd rather be on the other shore here, but who wouldn't usually rather be on the other shore? I feel like that's just what all fishermen are saying all the time. Oh man, it looks better over there where I can't reach. And it does. But that's how it goes. You fish the water, you can fish. I'm pretty sure it's still a big drop off right in front of me, so I can't really get in the water much here. I'd be happy to take a, obviously I'm not targeting them. These are not flies that coastal cutthroats are typically going to come to. In fact, in my experience, nymphing is the least effective way to catch coastal cuts. They're just too aggressive. They want, you know, you do better on the spay rods swinging for them. They want streamers, they want dry flies, they want skated flies. But obviously I still got a chance at catching one on accident. Difficult to cast this whole rig very far. I can cast further than that, but that's close to as good as it gets. So I'm not really covering that much river. That's definitely as good as it gets if I was standing like hip deep. Right now I'm like ankle deep. So, oh, here we go under this. Okay. God, it's mucky. Next kind of little alcove here, next spot I want to cast from. A lot of trees, more trees overhead right here than we were at the last spot, which equals shorter distance casts, but I'll fish that. The whole next stretch I'm gonna work. I'm just gonna fish like a continuous couple hundred yards of bank, at least 100. It's all stuff I would never have hit with the spay rod, so we'll see how it goes. Probably won't catch any fish. That's the norm for me, but yeah, I'm new to this technique, so it's especially a good time for covering water. So the setup I'm running today, nice fat indicator, good amount up top. And then I got a leader. Pre-tied leader, which is I don't know, a decent amount of 15-pound test basically. And then I triple surgeon knotted that on here. tied a big stonefly off of the tag end. I got 2 split shot right up above that. And then I guess pegged egg is the closest. I got an egg bead about 3 inches or 3 fingers from a bare red hook. And the way I have this bead attached is I just loop the line through it 3 times and then pull it down tight. So no peg or anything required. And the way this setup works is that when a fish comes up and grabs the bead, you set the hook and it pulls that hook, the bead, out of its mouth, and that hook generally right into the corner of the fish's mouth, which is perfect. Just what you want. So this is pretty much how I used to do it back on the east side. There's real tight casting conditions right here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this work or not. Okay, that's fishing slightly. Alrighty, whose paw prints are those? Does anybody know? Or want to hazard a guess in the comments? I think it's either beavers or mink. Probably. Those are my 2 guesses, so let me know what you think. So let's see, what has been up with me since the last time I talked to the camera? Hosted a big party 2 days ago for a friend's birthday. We had it be Wild West themed, so that was pretty fun. Had a fun little Wild West outfit. I guess the big part news in my life is that one of my very dear friends, he was in a video. I'll link to it somewhere. One of the recent videos. He came to visit us in Portland and just up and dropped his life in Minneapolis and moved here. Just didn't get on the plane home. Got him moved into an apartment yesterday. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's kind of the big news in my life. So love to have more friends around. Okay, let's get back to fishing. This is a big, broad, a little bit illegible piece of water, but it might be my favorite thing that I've worked for a bit here. Just because the big current's all the way over there, and there's a lot of slower, but still moving, very appropriate water right here. And it's like a big crescent. So, I mean, if I had spinning gear, I could fish it all much more effectively, but I'll be able to cover a lot of it pretty well. Just like this too. It's just difficult because truly not knowing the river very well, it's so green, it's really hard to read. Truly the fish could be anywhere in this, to my eye. It's a little hard to know what to target in any given run. That's about as, I mean, I could probably cast a little further than that if I set it up perfect, but it's about as far as we're casting, really. Okay, so that was my farthest out cast. Now I'm gonna move through this slower than I would if I was spay casting, but take a couple steps and then fish a series of lines close to shore further and further out, and then keep moving down and just try and work the water in kind of a grid pattern. Try and hit everything worth hitting anyway. And also steelhead aren't like trout in that, like with trout, I expect not a hard and fast rule, but generally if I'm gonna catch a fish, I expect to catch it kind of immediately. my first cast or two. Steelhead, they'll watch something go by lots of times before they take it sometimes. Hooked up with one. I already saw the flashes. It's definitely not the freshest fish. There we go. Trying to back up. Oh, there we go. I'm on the strongest drag setting I've got. Hopefully it's on the egg hook and not the nymph. Just because I think I'm more likely to actually land it. If that's the case. Oh yeah, baby. Could be a bull trout, honestly. No, that's a sick little steelhead. Nice. Oh, let me get into our shore. Wild fish, so hopefully we'll do a quick release here. Looks wild to me, I'm pretty sure. Oh, took the nymph. Took the nymph. See if we can't tail this fish. Come on. Come on, big boy. I got him. Oh, what an awesome fish. Got him. Boys and girls, that is awesome. Okay. Oh, shit. Woo. We're out of control, baby. Oh, man, these fish never say die. Let's get you one hook. And there we go. And there we go. Finally, we're gone. We're free. Let's fucking go, baby. Woo! That's what I told you guys. Nymphing is way more effective. Oh my gosh. First day of doing it, we got ourselves a fish. Let's fucking go. Woo! Sick wild fish. That fish was awesome. Good to know, not a problem on this setup. I mean, big fish, but not nearly too big. But you could catch a fish twice that size probably, and that would put the setup to the test there. When that fish got out of control here, the lower hook, the egg hook, was in my hand. Not very far, but I was like, oh fuck, I need to get this under control right now. So that was a close call, but damn, brother, it don't get better than that. Let's fucking go. So a few things. One, that was fucking awesome. Two, this adds a new river to the list of fish I've caught a steelhead in. And three, we learned a couple things. So they'll take that nymph. Good to know. The 15-pound test, not a problem. I mean, that fish had a couple little runs in there, but I didn't have any trouble putting the screws to that fish. He came in fast. I mean, as you guys can see, super fresh still by the time I let him go. That fish was not tired. And then probably the most important lesson I'm taking away from that is that obviously I've seen people fish in the same spot for a long time and then eventually catch a fish, so it works. But for me, as someone who likes to move around and walk, that fish came on the first cast in that spot. So I would guess that more times than not, that's gonna be the case for steelhead just as much as it is the case for trout. So I'm not gonna linger in spots too long, I think, unless I start having experiences that show me that I should. So those are the lessons from that fish. Okay. Hopefully we can get another today. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm gonna keep working. I do have to be out of here at a reasonable time. I have to have cell service by 6 p.m. But it gets dark by about 5 anyway, so I don't even have to be home by 6. I just have to have cell service because I gotta send a message to the mutual aid organization I work with, so that's cool. Anyway, let's get back after these fish. I think it's good. I would swing this, but somebody tell me if this just kind of broad, walking speed. Someone tell me if they think this water is worth fishing. It's just tough to read when you can't see through it almost at all. I mean, it looks good to me, but it might just be like traveling water. Maybe steelhead don't actually hang out in this kind of stuff. And I only fish it just because this is the kind of stuff that you can spay fish well. And I should be focusing more on different water because it's better since I don't have to spay cast, since I'm nymphing, since I can fish a lot more possible water. Okay, we're starting down here at the bottom, but as we work our way up through this, that water up there looks about as tasty as it gets. Very similar to where we caught that fish earlier. But we'll work our way up into it. We're patient. I'm actually not patient, but in this instance, we're patient. Now we're up in that really prime stuff. Come on, baby. Indicate. Oh! Kind of feel like that was a slow set right there. Okay, it went down again in the same spot though, so that makes me feel a little better. Makes it more likely to be the bottom. Basically only fished the same line here so far. I haven't even covered the water very well. Okay, we're in our next spot. You guys can probably tell by the quality of the light. that we're gonna be hard pressed to get in another spot, especially because this run is, I'm gonna fish it fairly far down, past those rocks pointing out down through the next set of rocks. So this is probably gonna be it for the day, but I don't know, there's just so much water to explore that I haven't hit that looks good, and only so much time. We've been fishing for 7 hours already today, I think. Somewhere in that ballpark. Come here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Give me another one. I don't need another one. Let's not get greedy here, folks. If I get greedy, I won't catch one. But if I'm not saying greedy things, then I've got a shot. So it doesn't even matter. Come here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Oop. Bobber down, as they say. But not for a fish, I don't think. Get out there a little bit further. There we go. Some confused water out there. A little bit swirly right where it's at. All right, what do people think of this water? Worth fishing? Am I wasting my time right now? I mean, I'm not, because I'm learning, but would you be fishing here? Difficult to say. Oof. Doubtful. Doubtful, doubtful. Again. I wonder if there's a rock or something down in there. And I can only assume there is. But you know who likes rocks? Steelhead. I assume if it was like a piece of wood down in there, I'd have gotten stuck on it. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can get in one more spot. All right, this is gonna be my last chunk of water up through to that point. Hopefully, if I can go that far before it gets too dark, I should be able to. It's not a wide swath of fishable water right here, so it's not gonna take too many casts per little spot, per place I stand. That's gonna have to do it for me, boys and girls. Quick recap, fabulous day. Any day that I get to touch a steelhead is a good day. So, fucking awesome day on the river. Learned a lot, got to explore a lot of new water, just had fun paying attention to what I was doing and fishing in a different way from what I've been doing all winter. So, good time. All right. I come out with new videos every Monday, usually Thursdays as well. So do me a favor, like and subscribe, especially subscribe. And I'll see all y'alls in the next one.